Hey guys, I'm Greg. Welcome to Greg's Beer Reviews. Let's go see what's in the fridge today.
Oh, cool.
Hi guys, thanks for stopping by Greg's Beer Reviews today. Today's beer is from Left Hand Brewing. This is their Fade to Black. This is the number 3 in the series. This is their American Porter. I think this is number 3, the Peppered Porter. Yep, right on top. Volume 3 Peppered Porter right on the neck here. And it's got the date right on the bottle here, bottled on 9/30/11. And this is November, so it's a fairly recent beer, so that's a good thing. And it doesn't have the ABV on the bottle anywhere that I see, but I've got it here. It's 7.50 ABV, so a little on the stronger side. That's why I got the Duvel glass here, guys. Once we get up to around 7%, and, well, especially on the darker beers, I like pouring it in the glass there. The glass helps to enhance the aromas and stuff while we're smelling it and getting our nose over the glass. Left Hand Brewing is out of Longmont, Colorado. They do different beers from what I understand as far as these Fade to Black series. This is, like I said, the 3rd in the series, and the other 2 were different. They weren't pepper porters, they were other porters. So the food pairings for this cuisine would be barbecue cheeses, or the buttery, the brie, Gouda, Havarti, your Swiss. And the meat for this is grilled meat and beef and smoked meat. The glassware, you could use a pint, a stein, a mug, a becker, oversized wine glass. I got, like I said, the Duvel glass here, guys. And it's not recommended for extended cellaring unless the ABV is up, and it is up. So I don't know what the pepper's going to face. So as far as I'm concerned, you could sell this beer for many years. Let's get the cap off this thing and see. I'm a big pepper fan, but I really haven't had a lot of pepper beers. I've had 1 or 2 that were decent, but most of them leave some to be desired. So let's get this in the glass and see what this is about. We're going to pour it more or less down the center and see what we get here. Interesting label. It's got the, I think that's the name of the artist and stuff that drew that. Really nice. Looks like it took a while. That pours extremely dark over into the light. I don't see any tinges of light around the outside, so it is as black as used motor oil, more like a stout than a porter, in my opinion. So there are lighter examples of each. So let's get in the glass. A lot of bubbles streaming up from the bottom to this one. Let's get a nose on this one. The head that it poured is basically dissipated already. I'm getting chocolate, roasted malt. Not much, and maybe just a slight earthy aroma. Not getting any hot smells or anything other than it's actually got a lot of peppers or any peppers in it. Smells kind of sweet, maybe a little licoricey, like licorice. Maybe just a little herbal too. Smells wonderful, so let's hope it lives up to being a great chili beer. Cheers, everybody. Wow. Chocolate, coffee, and the peppers. Definitely get the peppers there. A lot of roasted malt. I like that. I like that a lot. If I know my wife, the other half, she's gonna like this too. She likes that hot stuff too. This is very nice, very pleasant. The peppers aren't so overwhelming it's burning anything. It just leaves a nice, warm taste on the tongue. That is wonderful. I really like this. Wow. This is definitely a good beer, above average beer. Very nice. I'm impressed with this. I didn't know what to expect. A little bit of smokiness going on with that too. I like that. I like it a lot. Guys, it's right out of the fridge, 40 degrees. I'm not going to keep this one too long. I like the way this tastes when it's cool like this, but we're going to do that final chug thing. So I'm going to let it warm up just a little bit, and we'll be right back. We'll do the final chug. Stick around. It's the winter, I believe. All right, guys, thanks for sticking around. Got just a little bit, maybe just a little bit more than a little bit. Maybe I'll take another little sip here. Personally, I think this is a very enjoyable beer. The peppers aren't overpowering the beer. I've read some stuff that some of the guys said the peppers were a little too strong. If the peppers are too strong, you're probably not a pepper person. And unless you eat peppers, you're not going to be like a pepper beer. So, with that being said, I do like peppers. I eat as many of them as I can. I used to eat more than I do now. But yeah, I mean, there's nothing like taking a hot banana pepper and taking a knife and cutting the top off of it, pulling all the seeds out of it, take some ranch dressing, put down in there, and just eat it raw right out there, you know, right there. So, good stuff, good stuff. This beer is a winner as far as I'm concerned. It's an A beer, and that's what I'm going to give it here. So, let me do the final chug and give it the grade. That's a very nice beer. I mean, you cannot tell this is a 7.5% beer. It drinks like a 5%, maybe a 5.5% beer. Get no traces of the alcohol to me at all. There's a little warmth from the pepper, but not from the alcohol in my taste, in my opinion. So, with that being said, I'm gonna give it to A. It's got the date on the bottle. Guys, it's a 9 as far as I'm concerned. If you're looking for a pepper beer, it's a decent pepper beer. If you don't like peppers, you're not gonna like this beer. That's the bottom line here. Great Beer has its 96 overall and 98 in the style. Pretty impressive numbers there. I probably would have given it the A minus, but I mean, it's got everything you need to know just about on the bottle, especially with the date right there. So, with that being said, you know, I enjoyed it. I really did. So, guys, give me some comments back on this one. Beer Advocate has a B plus in this. So I think it's a tad better than that. So that's why I went with the A. So, tasty. I liked it. Give me some comments back on this one, guys. As always, rate, comment, subscribe, and as always, if you like what you're seeing, hit that like button down there. And if you need a shirt, give me a shout. Just coming up, or just past the 3,300 subscriber mark. And guys, I appreciate everybody watching and commenting. I'm humbled by it. Just try to steer everybody in the right direction. Beer is subjective and objective to different people. What's the best beer in the world to me or the next guy might be the nastiest thing you've ever tasted. So just bear that in mind. All these beer reviewers, me and all the rest of them, these are just our humble opinions of what we think the beer is representing, whether it's an actual representation of that style or whatever. I mean, it's a conglomerate effort of all the information on the bottle and what we can gather and what we taste and sense and smell to relay that to you to help steer you in a way. But like I said, if I say, oh, this is the nastiest stuff, and you go try it, you may disagree with it. And you say, well, I didn't think it was that bad. I thought it was pretty good. And vice versa. If I say this is a 10 beer and you go get it and you're not used to drinking that style of beer or that heavy of beer or whatever, you'll say, God, that's the nastiest stuff I've ever had. So, I mean, just remember it's subjective and hopefully we'll steer you in the right direction. So, without me flapping my gums anymore, I'm getting out of here. Later, guys.